Welcome to episode 9. Wonderful day out on the coral reef today. I have been continuing to gather a bunch of coral for my future amazing coral shop that I'm sure we'll have eventually. And with all this grinding out on the reef, I've had a brand new idea for my actual base. So let's head back there now. I've decided that over here at my base, we could really use a connection to the main cherry mound. After all, if we take a look at my neighbors' bases, we have a bunch of people who are very well connected to this mountain, like Grian here, very nice. Scar. I have questions for Scar. Regardless of that though, you can see that Scar also has a fantastic connection here to the mountain. Oh, I think I need to turn off my gamma. Yeah, there we go. Makes it much darker. And of course, Mumbo here with his floating house, wonderful. And if we continue around the mountain, we come to Joel and Impulse. Joel, of course, very obviously, definitely connected to the mountain. And Impulse is kind of in the same boat as me, not quite as connected yet, but he does have this little cave over here, so I suppose it counts. And back around to my neighbor Skiz, who of course has a starter house and storage room and things here in his lovely crack. I've been kind of delaying getting any sort of connection here because admittedly the thing that I want to build here is quite large, but I think that we're finally ready for it. I would love to keep our entranceway in here. Of course, I've got my enchanter in here, kind of a small excuse to come into the mountain, but I want something a bit bigger and more organic, and I've been talking about creating a skull. I think it would go really well with our horror theme. This is not particularly dredge inspired. This is sort of just, I guess perhaps piratey inspired, but I really want to put a big skull right here. And the tricky part is Grian is facing that way, Skiz is facing that way, and I'm facing this way, which means I'm gonna have to build a diagonal skull. This is gonna take some work. Welcome to my creative testing world. This is where I do a lot of my learning how to build, and I have world edit on here, so it means I can get the scale of things a little bit more correct. Since a skull is relatively round, all I'm going to use here is the sphere command with diamond blocks, and let's try an odd number, like maybe 13. Okay. I think that's a little bit small. Let's put another one here, but try 20. It's quite a big cliff, so I'm feeling like that is probably going to be closer to the right size for this organic. Now the only problem is I need to visualize these spheres in the actual world. So in order to do that, I'm going to be using the mod Lightmatica, which is going to allow me to create this cool box all the way around this sphere and basically put it in the actual Hermitcraft world. By put it in the world, I mean it'll make a ghost of the sphere in the Hermitcraft world. All right, and this is how Lightmatica works. Basically, I took that sphere and I now have a ghost of it in this world, and I can adjust the position to be wherever I click with this stick basically, and it's just going to allow me to visualize a big old circle on this cliff. And if we come over here, I can see from here that, yeah, that is kind of the correct size sphere, I think. Of course, you've got to picture it with skull features, and perhaps even picture it a little bit higher. Oh, not towards Grian's, more towards Skiz. Yeah, right about there. That should be perfect. Now, we get rid of it. Although Lightmatica is an amazing tool, I'm not actually going to be using it too much. I enjoy it for organics because building a sphere otherwise can be time consuming, but I definitely do not need it in order to finish a project. This is a tool that I learned how to use for the first time last season in Season 9, but I didn't use it a ton last season either, and this season is not going to be any different. I just like the fact that it allows me to show you kind of what I'm visualizing before I actually build it. So now we are all on the same page that a big old sphere's gotta go here somewhere. Except less sphere and more skull-like. With a plan now in place, we're gonna need a lot of materials. And luckily, Joe Hills has been grinding out at, well, to be honest, I don't know where he is. But we're gonna go find out, and I've brought the shulker box that Tango gave me, and hopefully we'll be able to get a bunch of stone for the skull. This is Joe's project in the nether. Yep. I can see why Joe has a lot of stone.
Howdy, Gem.
This is a big project, Joe.
Yeah, I'm working on a pretty large scale. I don't know if you saw the map in the nether. That's
I saw
basically
it,
yeah, that's it. We're building that, but 8 times bigger because the overworld. So
Oh boy.
It's gonna be 6 to 9 months of this, but you know, I'm having a lot of fun hanging out in the shopping district and visiting the other hermits too.
That's good.
But yeah, I have so much stone here. You can seriously carry off as much as you want, make multiple trips. I don't mind.
Thank you.
It's just taking up space. I don't have any plans for it.
Well, you are helping me out a ton. I think just this shulker box will probably do it for me, but I'll definitely come back if I need more.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, I need to empty these and convert them to shulkers. So I'd love to have people empty them for me first.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yep. This will definitely be a good start. I forgot to go check at the beginning of the video, but I think our mail system is finally all hooked up and we can officially receive mail here. This is some very fancy redstone that I certainly do not understand, but I want it to be even more complicated. So it's time to bug Etho.
Gem.
Hi, Etho.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no. This was supposed to be your custom job, I thought.
Please. Please.
Okay, you gotta explain what you want, Jim. How do you want it to work?
I want a beacon that changes color of glass
Uh-huh.
when I have mail.
Okay, colors?
Mm-hmm.
What colors?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe it doesn't really matter that much. No.
Okay.
Maybe like red and white, I guess.
So just like, you want the beacon on all the time though, or just
yeah,
when you
so
have mail?
beacon's on always.
Uh-huh.
Shooting up through there. I'll have to make a hole or something for you, I guess.
Oh, through the light tower.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is
So
that
I would
more
probably have to build it
complicated?
I would have to build it above this.
Yeah. Put
for
it,
it to-
shove it on top. Have it shooting
Okay.
through the center, and then when I'm out here, I can look at my lighthouse and the beam that's going through it, and know
Uh-huh.
if I have mail.
Okay, that sounds pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'll do that, I guess. Not like I had more important stuff to do.
He hates
Under
me.
one condition,
He
Gem.
hates me. What? Mm-hmm.
This has been bothering me like every time I work on your mailbox. Isn't there supposed to be like 2 trap doors here?
No,
It's a slanty?
it's slanted.
Can you add like... It's... Oh. It's bothering me somewhat.
Okay, I can fix that for you. Yeah, sure.
Can you add one more trap door like even higher than that if you want it to be a slanty?
But it doesn't. They don't go, right?
Ah, man.
Yeah.
You really messed up here, Gem.
What do you mean I messed up here?
I don't know.
That's how Minecraft works, Ethan.
Okay, fine. You can leave it.
Oh, it's gotta be symmetrical. He likes symmetry. Ugh.
It's just like something's wrong about it, you know?
Well, it's... Have you seen the lighthouse? Something's wrong with the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. I fixed the door for you. You're welcome.
Good job, Gem.
Yeah. Wow, nice.
Why you get I'm the one that built it.
Well,
Yeah, you didn't construct it at all.
I put a lot of effort in there, Etho. It was all me.
So if you put something in,
You've got mail.
counters it.
Cool.
Easy.
Alrighty, anyways, let's get back on track. What are you doing in the cage? What happened? Oh. Don't worry, Snail. I don't think the anglerfish wants to eat you. For being honest, that's probably a good place for the snail to sit for just a little while. For now, I would like to focus up on this cliff edge here. The first step of a really big job like this is going to be setting up a ton of scaffolding. And I'm going to be using actual scaffolding for this, but also dirt, because we're gonna need to go up, but then we're also going to want to go horizontally. And not only am I going to need scaffolding, but I'm also going to have to clear out a bunch of the cliffside that is already here. Mostly just of trees and things for right now, but eventually I do want to redo a lot of the terraforming here to kind of smooth it into the skull. Admittedly, that's going to be the later stages of this project. Today, we're just going to get a very basic shape in. No details. And as the night is reminding me, I should also light that up, because once I cover it all with a skull, it's definitely going to become a mob spawner. And of course, we wouldn't want that, especially with Scar living so close. Now it's time for the hard part. We have to actually build the skull. And I'm going to start with marking out some of my main points, like the top, the bottom, the eye socket, where the nose is, things like that I can generally place around our sphere that we did in creative mode to hopefully make the process of getting this thing looking right a bit easier. Yep, that right there, that is 4 stacks of stone. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. And it's made me realize I should definitely clean this up, which, speaking of, who did this to my jungle tree? Who needed just a couple of jungle planks and started just deconstructing the tree from random? I mean, why? Why would you ever do this? I have so many questions. Well, anyways, with this out of the way, I should at least be able to see what I'm doing. I've been staring at this for a while. This is one of those projects where I thought I knew how I was gonna tackle it, and then I started tackling it, and I went, nope, that's not gonna work. My first plan of attack was going to build like the top part of the base, and then like some sort of a brow line for where the eyeballs are gonna go, and then like a point where maybe the nose will go, and kind of try to organic it from there. But I actually think we just need to go back to that sphere that I showed you guys in Late Matica. I wasn't gonna actually build the sphere. I was just like trying to get the general scale and using it as an outline like that. But I actually think having the sphere physically here would probably help me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a sphere. Honestly, if I was building in creative mode with full access to world edit, this is exactly how I would start in organic. And if you know anything about me, you know that I started my career as a YouTuber doing creative mode stuff. So this just feels a little like going back to my roots, I guess. We're starting with a sphere. I'm not gonna delete these other lines. They may still be useful as like a brow line or something, but I am just gonna kind of start again on the inside of it with a sphere. Let's time lapse this so I don't also have to think about moving my mouth. It's hard enough as it is. Oh gosh. This might have been a good project to get an elytra for, not gonna lie. That's fine. That's fine. Now that is much better. Sometimes it's just really difficult to get started on something when all that you have is a blank slate. I haven't done the sphere perfectly, and that doesn't matter because this is pretty much just the underside of the skull, and now I need to use this sphere to put a face on it. Based on where I placed the sphere, my old brow line that I had right here is actually probably gonna work. So all I'm gonna do is break away a bunch of this stone. Now this may seem like a waste of time because I literally just placed this, but I promise it's more important that like I can wrap my brain around how this needs to be done rather than struggling to get the shapes exactly perfect all at once. This is, however, going to take a lot of back and forth on my part. So I'm gonna start with pretty small little eyes here and figure out where they need to be spaced and stuff. And we'll just slowly ease into the building process. There is no rush. Just gotta come back here, have a little look at our eyeballs. Okay, so I think we're safe to make those quite a bit bigger. It feels like this one's a little too close to the center. Like our nose needs to go here. So this one needs to come closer. This one needs to go further that way. And they need to be bigger because they're not eyeballs, they're eye sockets. The other thing that's gonna make this look much more like a skull is dragging down, oh, maybe right here, a bunch of this. This is gonna look like our upper jaw, right? So we need to just drag it all downwards. Oh goodness, it's gonna be a little painful, admittedly, going up and down and back and forth and stuff, but it'll all be worth it. Yeah, okay, look at this. Dragging, kind of cutting off the bottom of the circle to continue the skull downwards, and then I think on the sides we may have to go in a little bit, but we can basically mold this sphere now. And it's gonna take a lot of hours, but it should be a pretty fun and rewarding process, I think.
I don't mean to alarm you, but it appears you have company.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. I will save you.
Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was so easy.
You're my hero. Wow.
My gosh, what are you building? You doing some terraforming?
Would you call this terraforming or organics?
I mean, wait, what is it? Hold on, let me zoom back.
Or is it both?
Are you building a giant skull? Is this a skull?
It is, in fact, a skull, yep.
Oh my god, that seems terrifying.
So is
So
that,
large.
because the skull's in the terrain, is it terraforming?
I
Or,
mean, it's a bit of both, I think. Organic, if they're part of the terrain and you're making it look like terrain, then it must be terrain, yes?
right. It's a very scientific answer. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot more company than I realized, Jim.
Oh, goodness.
Oh dear me, I'm dying. It's fine.
Save me,
Oh,
Pearl.
As a flag guy here, I don't think you want me to kill him somehow.
I'll kill him.
I don't know if I can save this. You'll kill him? You want flag
Yeah.
effects? Oh my god.
I didn't even get it. I didn't get Bad Omen.
Oh wow.
I think
he
it
must have died from the
It died to the flame bow.
Nice.
Skills.
What? On another topic of subject, I have mail for you.
Mail for me?
Mail for you in physical forms of 2.
You
Did I
have
say?
an arrow in your chin. Or is it in your
We're
ear?
gonna talk
It's
about
in
the
your
arrow
ear.
in my chin. It's in my ear. that explains why I can't hear very much right now.
Ah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So your mailbox is
Mhm.
functional. It's ready to be used, but of course you don't have any stamps. So I would love to present to you a free stamp bundle that you can use for all the currently active
Whoa.
hermits. Yes. These are. I will be giving you stamps for all the future hermits that will be activated, but those are for the ones that you can currently send mail to. get lost.
Amazing. I'm so excited.
Right.
Do I get
And
a post box or do I have to use the one Impulse gave me?
well, this is what I'm about to say as well. On
Oh,
top of that,
sorry.
you also have
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
a bunch of free choker boxes,
Wow.
however they are,
Oh,
property of the mail postcode.
Of course.
They cannot be used outside of the mailbox. If we spot you using them outside of the mailbox, we'll be in trouble.
Of course. Right. It happens
Yes.
to be the same color as the one Tango gave me for free that's not associated with this, but I'll just change it. I'll dye it. It's okay.
Ah, okay. Well, the ones that are by the mail code, they all have a name to them, so they can't be, you know, confused.
Of course. Wonderful.
See? There you go. Okay. Well, that works.
These are so cute. Thank you.
Aren't they? Your stamp is also in there, so you can have a look at your face and
I
lick it as many
did.
times as you like. Because I know that's apparently what some of you lovely hermits like to do.
I'm not gonna lick my own face. No. I'm so excited to be able to receive mail, and now that both Etho and Pearl have been by, everything is functional, which means I can finally also decorate the interior here. Between the snails eating the lighthouse, and now the redstone in here, we don't have a ton of room, but that is why I left it blank, so that it could be filled up with lots of different things. After all, this lighthouse is very important. And you know what, while we're on the topic, maybe that's long enough on the skull. We'll take a little break, make sure that I like everything that I've done, and work on the interior for a bit. After all, it's always a good idea to let a build kind of settle during the process. Oh! Speaking of mail, you're here. Oh, you have some good stuff, dude. Maybe I'll buy some of this. After all, one of the key things I've been decorating with is these heads. They are just so good for the tiny little details. So, obviously, I want to get even more whenever I can. Cherry leaves will look beautiful as decoration, and polished black stone. This looks really good as different like eyeballs for my fish, so I definitely want that. I think I'm good on everything else. Thanks, dude. Hello? Who are you? How do I take this? Oh, no, that's your shirt. How do I? Nope, that's your head. Uh-huh. I had to take all of the armor off. Oops. There we go. Yeah, brilliant. Invitation by Smallish Beans. Alright. Hi, Gem. Sorry for being so sheepish. Good pun. But I have an exclusive invite for you. I can't say much as I don't want to spoil the surprise. Meet me at my cyberpunk bar when the cloth doth strike midnight and the wolves begin to howl. Obviously, that won't work, so message me when I'm online next, Joel. He's not online. But that is cool. We'll just put this in our bookshelf. An invitation from Joel. That's exciting. Anyways, back to what I was working on, the mail system. I'm gonna want to figure out how to make this look a little bit more cohesive. I suppose maybe I'll use some of this acacia and kind of continue it upwards. Ooh, I should have thought of this before I picked out my blocks. Wonder if there's actually a way to get a spiral staircase going up here still. Probably not, but I'm going to try. Okay, I'm gonna change out this glass. Aha! Aha! Okay, perfect. You know what? I don't even think it has to be much. This is already a huge improvement. Little table over here. I'll put an anvil on that for writing notes. And of course we can come up here, access the redstone, and there's another tiny little room. As far as decorating redstone interior goes, this is certainly not the worst thing I could have done. I guess there's always a chance that I broke the redstone, but I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. That was actually a really lovely break from the giant skull. We're at the point now where we're really breaking up that original sphere. I need to add a lot more of a forehead and help this brow line up a little bit, especially on this side. As for the cheekbones, they're getting there. I basically just outlined the eye sockets and built up the cheekbones from there. I'm sure it's not anatomically perfect, but we're going to be viewing it most often from down here. And I think that is looking very cool and intimidating as a piece of terrain. Now, let's go ahead and finish up all of this bottom jaw and also the forehead. Hopefully, should be able to get something pretty good going here. In this segment of my video, I want to break down the process of building the skull. This is a huge task, and I hope in this video you can see how I use creative mode and the Lightmatica mod to ease me into this organic, but not do all of the work for me. Having a balance when it comes to these mods is something that's really important to me, so I want to limit their use but not force myself to struggle more than is reasonable. I used creative mode practice to assist in the skull for two main reasons. Firstly, to nail down the scale. If you watch my neighbor Skiz, you'll know why this is helpful. Sometimes it's difficult to visualize just how large a large build is in the world, and that initial sphere that I used helped me a lot to make sure that I was in scale with the mountain and my surroundings. Second, I wanted to check that this giant skull was okay with my neighbors. We are living super close together this season. If someone didn't want a giant skull in their backyard, I would totally understand. So here's how I did that quickly and easily. In creative mode, I mocked up a small skull. This was good practice, and also it allowed me to scale it up using World Edit and rotate it at 45 degrees. As we can see, this looks extremely rough, but it gives you the general vibe. I then sent this to Grian and Skiz and got both of their approval before starting this video. As for my process on the actual server, with a sphere brought in and having practiced that skull in creative mode, I can now pretty easily freehand a lot of this build without too much help from Lightmatica. I am occasionally using Lightmatica to kind of line up the blocks on that practice skull and just make sure things are proportional. Otherwise though, I'm trying to keep this process pretty vanilla survival. Now for the final and toughest part of building big organics, getting critique.
Alright, where's this skull?
Oh, you gotta find it. And then tell me that it looks good. This is the payment.
Do you want honesty or do you want brutality?
I want honesty, but also I only worked on it today, so, you know.
Little
Like,
help?
It could be anywhere, really.
Oh, whoa! Okay, it's big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap. Okay, let me get on the tree here.
Serious.
I think you got the shape right.
Yeah? You think?
Yeah. Now, you chose to do it out of stone.
Yeah, so I want to like make the top of the head grass and like moss and like mossy cobble and stuff in it.
Oh, okay, you're gonna...
But
you're
I had to get the
expert?
shape down first.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the shape is pretty good.
I'm a little concerned about that right eye. It's got like a weird crescent shape on the side that I think needs to go.
Kind of like he's got a nick out of the socket.
Yeah.
And
the bottom is... Something is wrong about the bottom as well.
I think the bottom might be too long, but like before the jaw would show up.
Yeah. Maybe the way that the bottom connects to the nose is a bit wrong.
I could be wrong, but I feel like the eye sockets are almost too round or too big or something as well.
Too round. Okay.
Maybe. I don't really know what a skull looks like.
Okay. Well, maybe you weren't the best person to ask about this.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing is, I think heads kind of get flat at the top, right? They're not sphered.
But will it look stupid if I flatten it?
You got to do it like gradually.
Yeah.
Like if you want it to be accurate.
I do want it to be somewhat accurate, but it's also like it can have a few lumps because it is a rock, technically.
Yeah, I feel like it might be like, I would say 7 blocks too high, kind
A little
of thing.
too domey.
Yeah.
Are you sick of hearing me talk about this skull yet? I think I'm a little sick of hearing me talk about this skull, and it's still not complete. I haven't done any of the things that Ethos suggested yet, and I also would love to have Pearl take a look at it and see what she thinks about the shape. It's basically going to be a long process of me shaping this thing out in survival mode pretty slowly. These things certainly do not happen overnight. This is a big build. We're pretty early game still. I don't have an elytra to even be able to get up and down easily. This is taking me all day. I do hope that you enjoyed all of my chats about my process here. I feel like before I was a YouTuber, before I was building these things, I always wondered how the heck people built stuff like this, especially in survival mode. And I don't really want it to be a crazy mystery. I want to show you guys my process, but it's also really difficult to show you guys my process sometimes. I'm bringing the skull down a little bit, by the way. Like Ethos said, I agree with him. It should be a little flatter. I'm gonna bring it down by 2 blocks and just see. Yeah, I think sometimes a lot of this like finicking with an organic is kind of off-camera work. Maybe that seems a bit silly, like we should be doing it on camera. It's a lot of work, but it's pretty boring and repetitive, just like placing a block, breaking a block, placing a section of blocks, breaking a section of blocks. But that is truly what is required in order to build these big organics. They don't quite go up as easily as structures do a lot of the time. I'm glad that I was able to break the process down at least a little bit for you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed it too and didn't find it too boring. I've been slowly picking away at a few adjustments, and I think it is starting to really take shape. I just noticed Grian's online. Let's go see what he's up to. Whoop. Hello, Grian.
Hello, Gem. I'm just rescuing my snail.
Yeah, they've been caught up. Mine is too, right in front of the angler's mouth.
Oh, little wormy guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Scar doesn't want the snails to visit him. What's he done to the big one then?
Do we want to know?
I can see. I can kind of see what he's done.
Oh no!
He doesn't want him on the train.
That's so cruel. He fit in so well.
I know.
Aw.
Why? Ah. See, this is the thing. Scar doesn't like fun.
Scar doesn't like snails, that's for sure.
Oh, he looks so sad now. His eyes are in.
Just peeking out the top. Buddy, what happened to you?
Oh. Oh well, I guess we'll have to leave him there. Hmm.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah. Let's leave him there.
Let the snails do their thing.
Yeah.
Hee hee. Those clever mollusks.
Not the mollusk. How do you even say that word?
Mollusks.
Mollusks?
Mollusks.
Oh no.
Oh, those gastropods. Those those shelled gastropods. Those little mollusks over there.
Oh my goodness.
Scar doesn't know what's coming his way.
Yep. Good luck, Scar. Well, it's not perfect, but I think I would love to go into the skull now and take out all of my random scaffolding that's here. I want to see what this skull looks like without being covered in a bunch of dirt. Creeper! Oh, not now, Creeper. Out of here. Look at that! Oh, I like it. It feels very ominous. It's not tied in super well to the terrain yet. There's a lot that I want to do with the surrounding area, and I know a lot of you are gonna mention this. It is built out of stone right now. I have a lot that I want to do with it. For example, I have a water feature I kind of want to put here, but also I am going to change it to be either a darker stone or maybe a mossier stone. We're gonna do a lot of texturing. Today was basically getting the idea in, getting the shape in, and getting started, because that's honestly the hardest part of an organic like this, is breaking some ground, doing the first bit. As you can see, I did take the top of the skull off. Honestly, don't hate it like that. Might leave it open, might not. But yeah, that's just because I lowered it and I didn't fill it back in yet. I have a lot to do, and I'll probably end up doing some of this in a live stream, just because it's a bit of a slower, more off-camera process. Now, quick look with shaders. Oh yeah. Oh, that's creepy. I like it. Obviously, it's gonna look way better with texturing and all the extra details and things, but I can already tell that this is gonna be a really epic addition to the build. Oh, another creeper. Hey dude, you're really hard to see in this shader pack. Oh gosh. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I am very happy with that. Here's the view from the house. I definitely like the shape. A lot of work needs to be done down here on this lower part, but this lower part is also the entrance to the mountain for me, so I have some other details that I want to put there besides the skull. In general though, I'm liking it. And if you like it, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe. For now, that's all the time that I have for today, but I can't wait to continue working on this base. I hope that you all enjoyed. I'm sorry for rambling a lot today, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone!